Hello and welcome to the penultimate round of the SMRC eSports Racing Summer Cup, presented by Sim Broadcast and sponsored by Reese Motorsport Insurance. It's Andy Alston with you here. No Duncan Vincent tonight as it's his turn to be on holiday, so I'm joined in the commentary box by Pete Butcher, and we're all set for three great races here tonight. Stuart McFadden scored a clean sweep for the second time in this Summer Cup, last time out at Donington, but he's not going to be on track for this one or the rest of the championship, but could well still lift the Summer Cup trophy, Pete.
Yeah, he could. He's started his training now, so congrats to him. But yep, he's not going to be here for the final two rounds of the championship, unfortunately. And with a 97-point lead in the championship, it could be anyone else to grab that off him. So yeah, look out for Fraser Williamson, Michael Weddle, Adam Brown, Jack Eyre, those sorts of names.
Absolutely, and don't forget we've got the Autumn Cup ahead of us as well, so the overall title is still all to play for, and the winner will be on the grid in the SMTA Scottish C1 Cup next year. So we're back at Silverstone for this event, and this time it's the international layout as the drivers make their way out on track just now for their 10-minute qualifying session. They've got just 4 laps to set a time, and because we're on iRacing, that means that there's no traffic out there for each of them. So this is all about getting the maximum out of the car over the course of the lap. So let's take a look at the action on track now and see how things are playing out. We've got quite a number of cars out there at the moment on their introductory laps. This is a man to keep an eye on though, car number 369, the Mervano sim racing driver, Fraser Williamson, who crosses the start-finish line now and makes his way out for his first flying lap. Right on board with him just now. He's had a good season overall, considering he says by his own admission he's not too comfortable with this Audi RS3 TCR car. He's not so much of a fan of this one. But last time out, it was a one trip to the podium for Fraser Williamson. It was the second place finish in race number 2. So it'll be interesting to see how he gets on this time round as he makes his way down the famous Hangar Straight now into Stowe Corner. Always a challenging corner to get right in any car. Into 6th gear here at the moment, and he's going to brake just after that 100-metre board, down into 5th, down into 4th. Clips the apex nicely, and then he's going to let that car drag out wide, use all the curb and then a little bit more before pulling the car back along to the right hand side, hard on the brakes again and into club corner. This is always a tricky one, of course, because it's tempting to get on the throttle early and try and power the car round this long, never ending right hander. But Williamson shows how it's done here. And here he comes across the start-finish line. Let's see what time he puts on the board. That's a 1 minute 11.2, 1/10 of a second behind Matthew Mcbride, who's currently the fastest driver out there on track. And let's take a look at the championship standings as things stand. So Stuart McFadden, of course, leading the way on 401 points. But remember, he's not on track for this event. It's Fraser Williamson on 304 points, and then Michael Mcpherson rounding out the top 3. Jack Eyre, Adam Brown, Michael Weddle, Scott Smith, Sam Corson, Sean Dobie and Mark Heron round out your top 10. And Pete, there's a number of names in there, all still very much to play for and looking to make their way up the order in this championship.
Yeah, there's lots and lots of names to look out for, as you mentioned, with the exit of Stuart McFadden. It's going to be interesting because he's probably, well, the rest of the drivers are going to have some fun at the front because they're going to have, well, they're not going to have as big a gap potentially ahead of them. So fighting for the win in all 3 races, the guys at the top of the championship. So that'll be a fun one.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've got a new leader in qualifying as at the moment. It's Michael Weddle who's gone and put that car on pole position. So he's leapfrogged Matthew Mcbride with around 6 minutes or so left in this session. That's a 1 minute 10.7 for the Rethink Racing driver, Michael Weddle here, who we're following at the moment. But then Matthew Mcbride has then just gone and beat him. So look at that. The order is changing by the second here. Weddle had that car on pole position, and all of a sudden he's dropped down to 4th. So it's this man here, Matthew Mcbride, who's said, thanks very much, I'll go and take pole position back off you for the moment. Again, with a very impressive time. Williamson second, Adam Brown in 3rd place at the moment. So again, it's all looking very, very lively. 5 minutes or so to go in qualifying. So with it being a 1 minute 10 lap or so, we would expect the drivers to be finishing up rather soon. Next couple of minutes or so, we should see the 4 times on the board. And this man here, I feel, is one to watch. Adam Brown, the Rethink Racing driver, 3rd on the road at the moment with a 110.8. he is doing pretty well, I have to say, in the championship overall. He's third in the standings on 566 points, so he's been doing pretty well. Only got one podium finish to his name so far, though, and that was at the first race in the Summer Cup, so he'll be keen to get back on the podium here in this round. But look at that, Michael Weddle now back on pole position, and then as soon as I say that, Fraser Williamson puts that car on pole position with a 110.3. That's a stunning lap from the Rafano sim racing driver. 0.3 of a second clear almost from the next fastest man, which is Matthew Mcbride. These three are exchanging places by the lap, but then Rory Bryant's gone and stuck it on fourth place as well, 0.4 of a second behind for Rory. Adam Brown dropping down to fifth, then Jack Eyre in sixth place. But look at that, under half a second between the top six, and then under 1 second between the top 12, Pete.
Yeah, and it also looks like Adam's done. Adam's gone in the pit lane, so he won't be improving either. So fifth place is the best he can hope for in qualifying.
Yeah, Adam Brown. Cameron Ritchie also won't improve. He's in seventh place at the moment, locked in there. 0.7 of a second adrift from Fraser Williamson, so we'd expect this may well be the last lap for one or two other drivers. Here's Rory Bryant, who's fourth at the moment in the purple Audi RS3 car number 27, making his way around the final couple of corners, and let's see what time he puts on the board. Can he improve on that lap as he makes his way round Club Corner? Let's see if he can make an improvement on fourth place, the 110.7. So he's going to stay in fourth. Michael Weddle looks like he is perhaps going to be in the mix to maybe improve on that one. Fraser Williamson, he's done. Weddle, in fact, has stopped on track, I believe, so Weddle won't improve on that time, I beg your pardon. John Proctor, another car in the pits, not going to improve. Lots of cars pulling in now. Adam Brown in the pits, Cameron Ritchie, Jackie Chalmers, Andrew Mckinley. None of these drivers going to improve on their times. Michael Mcpherson's one driver still out there on track as he makes his way along the start-finish line. That goes P22nd for Mcpherson with a 111.7. That looks like his last lap potentially as well, as we've got 3 minutes or so left in the session, so let's see if anyone else can improve on their time. James McIntosh is one driver looking to do just that. He's 19th on the grid at the moment as he makes his way across the start-finish line. And let's see, pulls along to the side. He's not managed to improve, but let's see how things fare for Jack Eyre. So he makes his way down the start-finish line now. He has been improving on his time, but is it enough to get him into the top 5? It doesn't look like it's going to be on this occasion. He's going to stay sixth as a Rethink Racing driver. Michael Mcpherson, another one. He has still got one or so laps to go by the looks of it. So he's keen to make a move as he makes his way along Vale Corner into Club for the final corner on this track. That very, very tricky corner. I suspect that's going to be the scene of a number of big talking points in the 3 races here tonight as Mcpherson makes his way around this long right-hander using all the track and then a little bit more. I think he might get away with that without an off-track penalty there, but that was certainly tight. Makes his way down the start-finish straight now. Can he improve on P22? Doesn't look like it. Michael Mcpherson stays 22nd at the moment. 2 minutes or so, under 2 minutes, in fact, left in qualifying. Only a couple of cars still out there on track. Nathan Lamb and Dave Bolton, both 13th and 14th. In fact, Bolton just pulled into the pit, so he won't improve. And it looks like the order's just about going to stay as things are. Jack Eyre was the last car out, but it looks like everybody else has pulled into the pits and won't improve on their times. So Pete, that looks like it's going to be that's going to be our session. Jack Eyre still out there on track, 6th place at the moment. It's a 1:11. Last time out it was a 1:10.8. It's his best time, so he's a couple of tenths off his personal fastest lap here. Let's see if he can perhaps squeeze that Rethink Racing car into the top 5, because he'll be a driver keen to get a good result here at Silverstone Circuit as he makes his way around the corners now here and just getting that car hooked up nicely there on exit, I have to say, as he goes down the hanger straight. Plenty of speed in the car to take down this one. 5th gear at the moment. Can he get that car into 6th? Yes, he's going all into the rev limiter and then some into 6th gear as he prepares for Stowe Corner. Hard on the brakes here. Hook the car in nice and early. Take a little bit of the curb here as well if you want before letting the car drag out wide onto the curb. Again, maximising speed on exit as we make our way down Vale Straight. It's a short straight into Club Corner. Hard on the brakes here. This is a very, very tricky one. Takes a little bit of the curb and then some more. And the sausage curb there, in fact, does Jack Eyre. Now he makes his way around Club onto the Hamilton Straight. Let's see if he can improve. 5th gear there as he makes his way along the straight. Can he improve on that 6th place lap? It's a 1:10.8 to beat. And it looks like he's going to stay in 6th place as Jack Eyre. He's not going to improve on that time. 3 seconds left in qualifying, so that's going to be it for the drivers out there. That's qualifying done at Silverstone International. It's Fraser Williamson who's put his Murano sim racing car on pole position from Matthew Mcbride. Michael Weddle in the top 3, 0.3 of a second between the top 4, under a second between the top 13. So I think the stage is set, Pete, for 3 great races here tonight.
Absolutely. Jack and Michael left their laps pretty late at the end there, didn't they? And I don't think Michael managed to set his final one, but he may have just squeaked over the line. But yep, P22 for Michael. He did say before this event that he hadn't done a single lap of practice. So yeah, that's why he's all the way down there, folks.
Yeah, Mike Mcpherson starting us from 22nd place on the grid. We've got a maximum of 24 cars out there on track. John Proctor is in 24th place at the moment, followed by Jonathan Glover. So 24 cars out on grid. That means there's a little bit more space out there to get the elbows out. And let's see how things unfold here tonight. Race number 1 just coming up here. We've got 1 minute to go until the lights go out and the race gets underway. So it's Williamson from Mcbride, Michael Weddle in 3rd place, Rory Bryant in 4th, Adam Brown in 5th, Jack Eyre, Cameron Ritchie, Dale Smith, Jackie Chalmers, Aidan Wilson rounds out the top 10. It's Andrew Mckinley in 11th and Stuart Wyness in 12th.
Yeah, then we've got David Bolton in P13, Nathan Lamond, Russell Wheatley, Sean Doby, Mark Caron, John Duncan, James McIntosh, John Higgins, Ryan Smith, Michael Mcpherson, Jonathan Glover and John Proctor rounding out the top 24.
So this is it, not long to go now before the first race here at the Silverstone International layout. The lights come up on screen. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 lights going out. The lights have gone early and we're underway. Fraser Williamson making a good start there on the outside, but he's got a little bit of drama to contend with here. He's got Mcbride in there, Weddle looking to get involved there as well. 3 cars almost going 3 wide into the first corner, but everyone looks like they've made it round safely. Williamson in P2, Mcbride it is who's got the jump on the start and leads the way into this race as they go into the new part of this track and then onto the hangar straight. Again, it looks like we've got everyone going through here relatively clean. This has been a good start to this race. It's Matthew Mcbride though, still in 1st place, Williamson 2nd, Weddle 3rd, Jack Eyre in 4th, Aidan Wilson and Jackie Chalmers exchanging places further down the order, but looks like Williamson's going to make a move early down the hangar straight here into Store Corner, pulls that car out into the inside. He's got a good run here on Mcbride as well. He's already exchanged positions before they go into the corner, and Fraser Williamson takes the lead in this race. But Michael Weddle there, car number 7, looking very lively as well. Also keen to get involved is Jack Eyre and Adam Brown, 2 Rethink Racing drivers also keen to get into podium contention. Matthew Mcbride looking to have a little bit of a nibble there into club, but that gives Williamson the inside line as they make their way crucially around the longer right-hand corner. That also brings Michael Weddle into contention once more. Adam Brown, though, is looking to get a move on car number 13. He's right up the slipstream of Weddle. Will he perhaps dart out here into Abbey? Thinks better of it. Weddle keeps 3rd place at the moment, but it's Williamson from Mcbride, Weddle, Eyre and Brown rounding out the top 5. Rory Bryant in 6th place. He's dropped 2 places from where he started. But it's Cameron Ritchie, 7th place. He's had a decent start to his race as well. John Duncan in 18th. Again, it's been a clean start to his race. Michael Mcpherson, who we mentioned in qualifying, up 3 places already into P19. So it's been a good opening lap for him. And Stuart Wyness here, having a little bit of a scrap with Aidan Wilson as they make their way down the hangar straight. Wilson, car number 12, looking to get involved, but he's got contention from Dale Smith to worry about also. Back at the front, though, Williamson got a gap from over half a second from Matthew Mcbride already, so it's been a good start to Williamson's defence of the lead. And we've got a little bit of drama here further behind. John Higgins, car number 5, looking to make a move here as well round Stowe Corner. It's always going to be tricky to make that one stick. Both cars going side by side down Vale Straight and into Club Corner. Who's going to come out here on top? We've got them side by side. Oh, almost a little bit of contact, but car number 5, John Higgins, coming out there on top in that battle. And it looks like Russell Wheatley's is not done just yet. Matthew Mcbride back at the front has posted the fastest time of this race, but only just as Fraser Williamson, the Murano sim racing driver we're riding on board with just now, leads the way still in this race. It's Mcbride from Weddle. Mcbride, Weddle in 3rd, Eyre in 4th, Adam Brown in 5th place, Rory Bryant there still in 6th place, 2.3 seconds behind is the gap there. But Williamson's not crucially managing to get away so much quite so on lap number 3 here. Mcbride just tucking into the slipstream, perhaps biding his time and waiting to make a move later on this race. Of course, it's a 15-minute race, 3 15-minute races here at the Silverstone International Circuit. Further behind, though, it is 9th place man Stuart Wyness, car number 61, coming under a little bit of pressure there from Aidan Wilson. Aidan Wilson still not giving up that one without a fight. Further back, Ryan Smith, car number 94. Has had a good start to his race, up 3 places from where he started. So it's been a good start for the C1 Cup driver. Michael Mcpherson, who we spoke about in the opener, here he is here, the green and white car, number 19. Also looking to continue to make progress. Back at the front, though, it's Williamson. 3/10 of a second now is the gap. So he's lost 2/10 from Mcbride, who seems to be keen to make a move, but it's Michael Weddle now who's the fastest man on track with a 1:10.5. Further back, though, we spoke about these two Rethink Racing drivers, Adam Brown and Jack Hare. They've swapped places here this time because look at that, the orange alloyed wheels of Adam Brown, car number 8, has made the move stick on Jack Hare. Will Jack have a little bit of a nibble back here, perhaps, as they make their way into the loop? Not so. Let's get a replay here. Mark Heron, car number 91, pulling off into the side, so he's had a little bit of a moment. Perhaps he's got damage. And he does the sensible thing, pulls off the racing line and is into the pits. Back at the front, though, it's Adam Brown in 4th place still from this race. Jack Hare not giving up without a fight, though, as they make their way down the hanger straight and into Stoke Corner. It just looks like he's a little bit too far back this time to make a move. I do wonder, though, these two guys being teammates, will they work together for a couple of laps and then close the gap on the 3 cars ahead of them? Further back, though, Aidan Wilson's finally made that move on Stuart Wyness, car number 12, the black and red car, is in the lead as they make their way into Club Corner. There's a train of cars behind Aidan Wilson, no Stu Wyness, Dale Smith, Nathan Lamon, Jackie Chalmers, all looking to get involved there. 14th place man David Bolton there, the red car, also keen to make a move. Car number 4, he's down 1 place from where he started. Back at the front, though, it's Williamson from Mcbride still and Weddle in 3rd place. Williamson again, just gap of a couple of tenths of a second, though, and I think a little bit of action here behind is going to play just nicely into his hands here, because it looks like Mcbride is going defensive here on Michael Weddle, the Rethink Racing driver we're riding on board with now as they make their way down the hanger straight. It looks like Weddle's got a good run on Mcbride as well, so can he make the move here on the 5th lap of this race? Let's see what happens. Mcbride staying on the racing line, Weddle pulling out into the middle of the road. He's got a decent run, but not quite a full car width ahead of him, though. Looks like he's got just enough drive to momentarily get that nose in front. Can he make it stick here on exit? He runs Mcbride out wide. Mcbride has the inside initially, but he will, of course, have the outside on the exit of Club Corner. So let's see who's bravest on the brakes. And it's Mcbride. In fact, he's got that move covered. He's got the move covered on Michael Weddle, but Weddle, I think, will try and have that move once more at the next time of asking down the hanger straight, I suspect. All the meanwhile, this is playing into the hands quite nicely of our race leader, Fraser Williamson, because look at that, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4/10 of a second gap quicker last time round than Mcbride and Weddle. So as these two guys continue to scrap, Williamson will set off into the sunset. As long as he keeps hitting these braking markers and keeping that car out of trouble, Williamson's going to continue to edge away at the front. Further down the order, though, 14th place man John Higgins, car number 5, is coming under a little bit of pressure here from a couple of cars behind him. David Bolton, John Duncan, Russell Wheatley, all looking to make a move. Further up, though, it's Nathan Lamond also having a good scrap here with Jackie Chalmers, car number 321, the purple car here. Jackie Chalmers looking to perhaps get a move here. Jackie's down 4 places from starting and qualifying, so we'll be keen to make amends here with what's that, about halfway point in this race. 3 cars ahead, so it could quite easily find, Jackie could find a top 10 place here quite easily, I suspect, if all things go to plan. And just look at that order, though. Look at us in 24th place. Michael Mcpherson's in the pits. Michael Mcpherson's had a moment. He's out of this race. Jonathan Glover also showing us out in car number 22nd. Something's gone wrong for Mcpherson. He's well down the order, and that's going to seriously compromise his event, because remember, where you finish in this race is where you start in race number 2. Back at the front, though, it's Williamson from Mcbride. Still no changes there. In fact, there is a change there. Weddle and Mcbride now exchanging places. Let's take a look at the action on front there. Car number 18, Matthew Mcbride. Liz, again, come under sustained pressure from Weddle, but Brown, Aaron Bryant, all looking to get involved as well. Michael Weddle is a driver who, of course, normally just sits and bides his time and then makes his move later in the race, but he's not messing about this time round. He knows those championship points, valuable championship points, up for grabs as he moves that car into the inside line here into Stowe Corner. Can he make it stick though? Adam Brown looking to perhaps follow him through though. Not quite working out for Adam Brown. Will it work out for Weddle though on exit? He's got good drive. He's going to take a very, very narrow defensive line there. Force Mcbride out wide. Can Mcbride make a move here on the cut back into Club Corner? Adam Brown making a nuisance of himself here for these two guys in their opinion. In fact, Brown's lost out though to Jack Hare. Jack Hare says, thanks very much, I'll take fourth place in this race and I'll have a go at these two cars as well. But all in the meantime, Rory Bryant also waiting in the wings, trying to get involved. Williamson's taken off. He's set off into the sunset now with these drivers all battling it out. So it's Rory Bryant there, the purple car, 27, very much looking lively. Weddle now in second place in this race. Can he make that stick though? Because Matthew Mcbride won't want to give up without a fight. Adam Brown and Jack Hare, of course, looking to get into the mix as well. Let's ride on board with Matthew Mcbride. Third place at the moment. He's been in second, of course, for much of this race with 6 minutes left or so in the opener here tonight. Into fifth gear is Mcbride down the hanger straight. Doesn't look like he's close enough here, I reckon, to make a move into Stowe Corner. I think he's just going to have to make do with gaining a tenth or two down the straight. But Adam Brown, of course, car number 8, the grey Rethink Racing driver with the alloys that are orange, looking to get involved. Further back, Nathan Lamond is car number 22, looking to make a move on Dale Smith. Can he throw that car up the inside into Stowe Corner? You'd have to be brave to make that one stick from further behind. The back end getting all sorts of wide. And that's compromised him on exit. And that's Brian car number 5, John Higgins Jr. into the mix as well. And it looks like Nathan Lamb's had to take a very defensive line there to force Higgins out wide. Higgins looks like he's going to try and make the cut back. Almost contact between the two cars, centimetres between the bumpers, and it's not managed to work this time of asking for John Higgins, but he won't give up without a fight. Just over 5 minutes left to go in this one. A great scrap all the way down the field here. And John Higgins, I have to give a shout out from, started this race in 20th place and finds himself in 13th. So he's had a very impressive opener here tonight, and he'll be keen to carry on that momentum throughout this event. So John Higgins, car number 5, 13th place at the moment. It's Jackie Chalmers, Dave Bolton, John Duncan, Russell Wheatley, all looking to get involved. So if there's any drivers here in particular who have caught your eye and you think are perhaps worthy of our Reese Motorsport Insurance Driver of the Day, put a comment in your chat box wherever you're watching. We're of course on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook as well. So from wherever you're watching, it's great to have you with us. Let us know your thoughts and who you think the driver of the day could be, and we'll announce the winner at the end of the final race here tonight. So back at the front, it's Adam Brown in 4th place at the moment here. He's got Matthew Mcbride, Michael Weddle leading that train of cars as they make their way down the start-finish straight. It's Weddle with a, look at that, you can barely split these three cars. The pace of them is absolutely phenomenal. It's Jack Hare and Rory Bryant have both got their cars into a 110. Rory Bryant, particularly with a good lap last time round, with a 110.6. That's going to really bring him into contention in the final 4 minutes of this race. And Matthew Mcbride looking to make a move once again on Michael Weddle. This is a tricky part of the track. It's almost a little bit like follow your leader, bide your time and then try and make a move down the hanger straight and into Stowe. It's just, there's no point in really trying to throw the car up the inside. You're going to cost both of these time. So just be sensible, just be patient, and then make the move down the hanger straight. So can Michael Weddle defend his second place position from Matthew Mcbride here? Mcbride, car number 18, darts into the inside. It's a late move from Mcbride. Can he make it stick? There's contact between the two of them, and Michael Weddle manages to keep that car on track and no more. Very, very close call there between the two of them. And all the meanwhile, it's that man there, Adam Brown, who goes into second place in this race. He's there to pick up the pieces, as is Jack Hare. But Jack Hare is coming under pressure now from Rory Bryant. Rory Bryant looking to make a move here on Weddle as well. It's all kicking off here with a couple of minutes left in this opener at the Silverstone International. Brown, Hare, Weddle, then it's Bryant, and Mcbride has dropped down to 6th place in amid all the madness. And this is it. The drivers are getting their elbows out now. It is touring cars after all. And let's see how this all pans out, because I suspect the order we see just now is not going to be the order that we have at the end of this opener. So Rory Bryant, here he is, car 27, the purple car. He's been biding his time. He's been waiting patiently to make his move. The opportunity's presented himself, and he's grabbed it with both hands. He's in 5th place at the moment. Michael Weddle ahead of him, but Matthew Mcbride again is still very much lively, still looking to make that move. He's gaining gradually on Bryant. Further back down the order, Aidan Wilson, who's had a strong opener, coming under pressure from Stuart Wyness. Wyness, the blue car, on the outside here. Car number 61, can he make a move stick on Aidan Wilson? We'll have to wait and see, because it's they're side by side. It's too close to call. I think it's going to come down to who's the bravest on the brakes. Wilson leaves it late. He's got the inside line though, crucially, and he'll just let that car drag out wide on exit, and he'll take a very, very narrow defensive line. That forces Winus out wide, but of course, remember, gives him the inside line into the club. But if Wilson can make this stick, he should have the position covered. And Stuart Winus can't make a move. Look at that. Williamson just taking his time, almost making his way around club corner, preventing Winus from getting involved. And now it's a case of, again, Winus thrown onto the outside into Abbey and Farm Curve. Not going to be able to make a move around there, unfortunately. Sure, he's going to have to bide his time. But having said that, Wilson gets a little bit messy on the exit. That then presents an opportunity to Stuart Winus, who says, thanks very much, I'll take the inside line and I'll go and take 9th place in this race. Wilson not giving up without a fight though. He's still very much looking to get involved. A quick dab of the brake, so he has eventually surrendered position, but will look to make a move back on the hanger straight. This has been a great opener here tonight. Thanks very much for joining us for the SMRC Esports Racing Summer Cup. It's the penultimate round in this championship, so much at stake. But this man, Fraser Williamson, leading the way now with a gap of 4.6 seconds from the cars ahead. It's been a clean race for Williamson. Was, of course, jumped by Mcbride at the start, but then made his move and gradually eked away a lead and looks set for all 35 points in the opener tonight. Further back, though, Dave Bolton in 14th place. He's got John Higgins looking to make a move as well. John Duncan, Russell Wheatley, these cars have all had a really good scrap here, I have to say. 15th place man John Duncan up 3 places from where he started, so it's been a good race so far for him. Russell Wheatley's got a good gap, though, from him and Ryan Smith and Sean Dobie, who are battling it out for some of the points-paying positions. Now, remember, you get points up to 25th place. So there's 24 cars out there on track. If you finish, you'll get a point. And again, every point counts when you reach this business end of the Summer Cup. And for the drivers that will, of course, be participating in the Autumn Cup, that could be the difference between making your way up the order or not. Back at the front, though, Rory Bryant in 5th place. He's got Matthew Mcbride closing him down the hanger straight. He's committed earlier as Mcbride, but he's not managed to get alongside well to make that move stick. So Mcbride stays in 6th place. It looks like he's got a good exit, having said that, onto Rory Bryant. As the checkered flag comes out, it is Fraser Williamson who makes his way around club corner for the final time of asking and takes the opening win here this evening, does the Mervano Sim racing driver. It's been a polished performance throughout for Fraser Williamson, who takes the win here at Silverstone International. Adam Brown is in second. Jack Hare takes the final step on the podium. Then it's Weddle, Bryant, Mcbride, Cameron Ritchie, Andrew Mckinley, Stuart Winus and Aidan Wilson. Those two, of course, had a great scrap throughout, and that has been a fantastic opener here tonight. So let's see the final few cars make their way across the start-finish line, and we'll recap all the action from this opener, because I have to say, it's that one was anything to go by. I think the next one is going to be just as entertaining, as Ryan Smith bows out in style there, and he says he's had enough, and I'll wait for race number 2. So an interesting finish for Ryan Smith, who has finished that race in 17th place. So let's take a look at the order of proceedings for race number 1. It finished Fraser Williamson from Adam Brown. Jack Hare taking the final step of the podium. That's his second podium finish so far in the Summer Cup, so he'll be more than happy with that. Michael Weddle in 4th place. Rory Bryant in 5th. Matthew Mcbride 6th. Cameron Ritchie 7th. Andrew Mckinley in 8th. Stuart Winus, then Aidan Wilson rounding out the top 10, followed by Del Smith and Jackie Chalmers. And remember, where these cars finished in race number 1 is where they'll start in race number 2. So 13th place, it's John Higgins, followed by John Duncan, David Bolton, Russell Wheatley, Ryan Smith in 17th, Nathan Lamond in 18th, Sean Dobie, then John Proctor in 20th place. James McIntosh starts this one from 21st, followed by Michael Mcpherson, who pulled out and retired, as did Mark Caron, with Jonathan Glover rounding out the final places on the grid. So the lights are out already for race number 2, 3, 4, 5 lights are up, and they hold a little bit longer this time round, and we're now away. Williamson with a clean start, but Jack Hare's made a terrific start there. The purple Rethink Racing driver, he's on the outside line though, which is going to cost him here on exit. But look at that, Adam Brown has made a move on the inside. Adam Brown, can he make it stick though? Crucially, he's going to try and get this one done earlier. There's puffs of smoke further behind as the cars behind are almost coming together. But looks like again everyone's made it round cleanly at the first time of asking, thankfully. But it's Williamson and Brown who are battling it out here around this tricky part of the track before we make our way down the hanger straight. Jack Eyre in third place, Michael Weddle in fourth, Matthew Mcbride and Rory Bryant fifth and sixth respectively. But Brown perhaps will make a move here on the hanger straight because he knows that Williamson is very, very good at just gradually eking away a move. But Jack Eyre is going to be a thorn in the side of Brown because they're almost going 3 wide down the hanger straight and into Stowe for the first time of asking. Jack Eyre just taking second place, and again very, very close between all three of them, but close and clean as it's Weddle in fourth, Bryant in fifth. Again, Bryant just letting these cars scrap in the opener and he'll be there to pick up the pieces. But Williamson retakes the lead of this race. Jack Eyre pushed out wide into second, does crucially get the inside, remember, as does Michael Weddle, who's going to try and follow him through it, and Weddle does indeed make that move stick into third place. Brown's gone from first to fourth in the space of a couple of corners, and that is a testament to just how quickly things can change in these SMRC Cups. So, Fraser Williamson leading away from Eyre, Weddle in third, Brown in fourth, Bryant in fifth. Andrew Mckinley has made a great start, up 2 places from where he started. Another couple of drivers worth giving a shout out to. John Higgins up 5 places from where he started. Sean Dobie also up 5 places, but Mark Heron has had a tremendous opener here. Currently 15th place, up 8 places from where he started. Remember, he was well down the order and had a fantastic few corners so far. But Michael Mcpherson, things have gone bad to worse for him, unfortunately. He's pulled off and out of this race once more. So McPherson's had an incident in the opening lap, and that means he is well down the order, unfortunately, and it's not been a good event for the number 16 driver. Back at the front though, Fraser Williamson got a gap now of a second. He's going to try and get himself out of slipstream range early as the Movano Sim Racing driver, and Eyre coming under pressure from Williamson. Adam Brown looking to get involved. Williamson, again, all the meanwhile, a gap is 1.6 seconds though as these three continue to scrap. Weddle in second place momentarily. Jack Eyre not giving up without a fight, but Adam Brown also looking to make this a 3-car scrap. The orange alloy wheel car on the outside line. Rory Bryant looking a little bit lively as well. He's getting in the mirrors of these three and perhaps looking to make a move early on as well as we hit lap number 3 in this race. And again, this is looking very, very tasty stuff here. Rory Bryant then just fending off the battle from Andrew Mckinley, Cameron Ritchie, John Higgins also looking to get involved as well. And it looks like, again, Williamson is just gradually, look at that, he's gradually getting that lead away. If he can get himself out of slipstream range, we know how consistent he is, and that means he's just going to make life very difficult for the cars behind. So it's Michael Weddle in second place, car number 7, the Rethink Racing driver, with Adam Brown and Jack Eyre. Again, these three are all teammates, all race under the Rethink Racing banner. Further back though, John Duncan, car number 24, looking to defend the position from a very lively Matthew Mcbride, who gets that car all loose on exit. A very dramatic, almost Jules Villeneuve-esque approach to Stowe Corner. That puts him under pressure from Jackie Chalmers as they go into Club Corner. And it looks like Mcbride's just got enough of a gap to see off that threat and keep his eyes focused on the car ahead, which is the 24 of John Duncan. So we're on lap number 4 here of this race. Michael Mcpherson just saying in chat that he's had Wi-Fi issues, unfortunately, which has meant that he's going to take no further part here in this one. It's a real shame because we know how talented and we know how quick Michael Mcpherson is. So unfortunately, things haven't gone to plan for him. But this has been a great scrap here between Matthew Mcbride and John Duncan, with Jackie Chalmers keen to get involved as well. It's Mcbride holding on to 11th place at the moment. Back at the front, though, look at that gap. It's 2.1 seconds between Fraser Williamson and the rest of the chasing pack. Weddle in second, Brown in third. And these three cars, they're all just get battling out, and the more they continue to battle, the more that allows Fraser Williamson just to set off down the road. Jack Eyre and Adam Brown trading places as they make their way around Stowe Corner. Can Jack Eyre make it stick though into Club? Because what we're seeing time and time again, the drivers are making moves into Stowe Corner, but they're not necessarily getting the job done, and that's allowing them to come under pressure into Club Corner. It's a tricky one to get right. We did think this would be the scene of lots of drama. Thankfully, we've not seen too many cars coming together at that corner, but it is the scene of crucial overtaking manoeuvres. Fastest man out on track last time out, Fraser Williamson, 110.4, and it's a tenth and a bit quicker than the chasing pack of Weddle, Eyre and Brown. Further back though, Stuart Wyness, 9th place at the moment. He's got Aidan Wilson, Matthew Mcbride to contend with. James McIntosh in 18th place, 17th place, I beg your pardon, has had a good start to this race. He started in 21st place, so again, he's a driver who we know has got pace, but things just didn't go to plan in qualifying and in the opener. So he's another one to keep an eye on, not just in this race, but the final as well, of course. And 5 minutes gone in this race, so McIntosh coming under pressure from Russell Wheatley. Dale Smith also looking to get involved, as is David Bolton in 20th place. Mark Heron just along the road there, also car number 91, looking to defend 16th place. Mcbride and Wilson also, again, they two are having a good scrap on this one. It's Wyness, Mcbride and Wilson all looking very, very lively. Back at the front though, it's Adam Brown, who will follow for the moment in 4th place. And then again, further back, look at that gap. There's barely 10 seconds between the top 14 drivers out there on track. So if one driver drops a wheel, gets things wrong, a number of drivers behind could well benefit from that. So with 6 minutes gone in this race, let's see how things shape up over the next few laps, because I suspect these ones are going to be absolutely crucial. So it's Williamson leading the way from Weddle, Jack Eyre in 3rd, Adam Brown in 4th, Rory Bryant in that familiar 5th place. But again, I suspect he's just biding his time, and then he'll make a move later on in this one. Stuart Wyness, though, car number 61, coming under pressure from the 5 of John Higgins. John Higgins, as again up 4 places from where he started, thrown onto the outside, though. They're wheel-to-wheel stuff they've touched as they make their way down the hanger straight. And it's the car number 5 of John Higgins who's on the outside, but he's got his car in front, just and no more. However, Wyness says, I'm not done just yet. He's forced out wide and very, very close between them. Matthew Mcbride looking to get into the mix as well. Higgins has got the inside line at the moment. He's managed to make the move stick, but Wyness is not giving up without the fight, and he's not too happy about it either. It's a flash of the lights from the blue car 61. All the meanwhile, and it allows Matthew Mcbride into the mix. So there are 3 drivers very much to keep an eye on in this race. Back at the front though, Adam Brown has just fallen behind Michael Weddle and falling into the clutches of Jack Eyre and Rory Bryant. So Brown in the final podium position at the moment. But I suspect it may not necessarily stay that way, because there's 5 very, very quick drivers and more lurking in the wings. So Adam Brown, the orange alloy car, is making his way around the village in this new kind of section as they eventually go down the hanger straight, and this is the opportunity to really get that right foot down and maximise pace and take that momentum with you down into the Stowe corner and perhaps make a move. But it looks like Adam Brown, he's almost kind of isolated here in this gap. They're just beginning to spread out now as the top 5. And all the meanwhile, further back, it's very much the opposite. Look at that, 4 cars all bunched up here as they make their way down the hanger straight. It's the car number 91, Mark Heron, the blue and white car, who momentarily leads that pack, but he's got a little bit of contention from the 436 of James McIntosh in the inside line. He looks like he was a little bit wide, but he's been braver on the brakes and managed to make that move stick. Has that man, Mark Heron, though, not giving up without a fight. He's still got the inside line at the moment, and look at that. Oh, they've almost touched. In fact, they have touched. Mark Heron on the outside line. They've touched again, but this time Mark Heron has not come out of that battle well at all. He's been well compromised, shoved out wide, and he's managed to fall down a couple of positions in the meantime. Russell Wheatley leapfrogs him and into 17th place, and he's got Dale Smith also looking to make a move, but Heron's not giving up without a fight. Again, he's looking lively, trying to get that position back from Russell Wheatley. And all the meanwhile, we've got he's got action behind him and action in front of him as well. So it's been he's fighting on both fronts here as Mark Heron. He's got that car dragged out very, very wide though, unfortunately for him. That brings Dale Smith into contention. He takes quite a comfortable move, it has to be said, as they make their way down the hanger straight. Just further up though, John Higgins Jr., car number 5, again coming under pressure from a number of drivers here. Looks like it is 3 of them, and almost wide goes Higgins, I believe. I think that's really compromised him on exit centimetres between the 2 cars. And let's see who manages to come out on top of this one into Club Corner for the 9th time of asking. And it's almost too close to call. 8 cars almost, all in contention for 8th and 9th place in this race. John Higgins still in 9th though from Stu Wyness. Aidan Wilson again keeping that car out of trouble and having a good race in this one, as well as the car number 12. And it looks like John Higgins still looking to make a move on Matthew Mcbride. And let's see how things pan out with 5 minutes left in this race. Back at the front row, Adam Brown's had a good couple of laps, because look at that. He's caught Michael Weddle, he's caught his Rethink Racing teammate, and he's on the back of him as they make their way down the hanger straight, well in that slipstream. Can he make a move here into Stowe Corner? He manages to gradually eke him in. Weddle stays out wide. He also has a little bit of a late move, does Brown. And let's see if he can make it move side by side as they go into Stowe Corner. Weddle not giving up without a fight. He would never do that, of course. He's very much looking to retain second place in this race, but Adam Brown's got that crucial inside line as they make their way outside into Club Corner. So it looks like Brown could well make this move stick if he can just get a clean exit, perhaps. And in fact, he hasn't. He hasn't, because Michael Weddle's got that car round the corner very cleanly. That's bringing Jack Eyre into contention here as well. The purple car, number 13. Is looking to get involved in this battle. We're right on board with Jack Eyre at the moment, the Rethink Racing driver. All three cars, of course, all Rethink Racing drivers, so they'll know what each other's likely to do. They'll know each other's strengths and weaknesses as well, and that means we have a great finale in store here for race number 2. And they make their way, so they're going round Abbey and Farm Coven Village. This is them about to make their way down the hanger straight for the 10th time of asking in this race. Fraser Williamson set off into the sunset. He's got a very comfortable gap of 4.5 seconds from this pack. Weddle just weaving down that straight to try and break the toe, which he's quite entitled to do. Adam Brown, though, sticking with him, as is Jack Eyre. I think Jack Eyre's a little bit too far off to make a move this time round, as is Adam Brown. In fact, he has a little bit of a move out into Stowe Corner, but it's almost a bit of a half-hearted effort just to try and get Weddle to look into his rear view mirrors and make him nervous as they make their way down Vale straight into Club Corner. Brown looking brave on the brakes and looking lively as well. There's barely centimetres between these two cars, with Jack Eyre and Rory Bryant also looking to get into the mix. And further down the order, look at that, it's a fantastic battle for these final top 10 positions. John Duncan, car number 24, looking to get a move, and there the yellow car up 2 places from where he started in this race. And again, look at that, it's been some fantastic battles all the way down the field. It's been a real delight to watch these two races. And John Duncan, as things stand, is retaining 12th place in this race, but he's got Aidan Wilson and Stu Wine is just ahead of him, so he could well finish this one in a top 10 paying position. So it's very much still all to play for, with 3 and a bit minutes left to go in the second race. Remember, the last one will be a reverse grid for the top 8. So as things stand, it will be Matthew Mcbride who will start this race on pole position, with Cameron Ritchie in second place. Don't forget, we have got our Reese Motorsport Insurance Driver of the Day award, which we'll be giving out at the end of the final race here tonight. So let us know who you think should be given that accolade. Drop a comment from wherever you're watching. We're live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch as well. And let us know your thoughts on the action so far tonight. So Stu Wine is coming under all sorts of pressure then, and there's all sorts of drama as John Higgins has been tagged into the gravel trap. Manages to make that car stick, though. He could have quite easily gone into the barriers, but he's gone into another car and he spun that car round. It's been a disastrous couple of corners for John Higgins, unfortunately. Back at the front, though, it's Fraser Williamson with another clean and composed race. 4.8 seconds now is the gap between him and the chasing pack. And it's Michael Weddle who's in second place at the moment, still coming under sustained pressure from Brown, Eyre and Bryant, with Andrew Mckinley not far down the road either. So last couple of laps here for race number 2. I think we will perhaps squeeze one more lap in, and that will be us for the second race. And it's been another fantastic event here in this Summer Cup, I have to say. The actions throughout in these Audi RS3 TCR cars has been terrific. And again, John Duncan, we spoke about it earlier, he was in 12th, he's now in 10th. John Duncan is rounding out the top 10. It's been a very good race from him, I have to say. But he's got Sean Dobie, Jackie Chalmers, Nathan Lamond, of course, all looking to try and get that 10th place position off of him. And this will indeed be the final lap of the race, because look at that, we've got just over 30 seconds left in this one. So it's Fraser Williamson who makes his way around the last few corners. He's going to go down the hanger straight here for the last time of asking, and it's been an impressive drive again, you have to say, from the Navano Sim Racing driver. Adam Brown, though, perhaps will he make a late move on his Rethink Racing teammate Michael Weddle? Weddle's got a gap of a couple of tenths of a second here, though, so I wonder if that's going to be enough to secure him second place in this race. Further back, though, John Duncan managing to fend off Nathan Lamb, and the green car number 222 Rethink Racing driver, man, not quite got enough to make that one stick. Back at the front, though, Jack Ayres made a move. Jack Ayres made a move on Adam Brown into Stowe corner, almost side by side. They very nearly touch into Stowe. Both cars running out wide. That brings Rory Bryant into contention. Rory says, thanks very much, I'll take fourth. But will he take third? He goes out to the outside. That will give him perhaps the final podium position if he can get a clean exit. Williamson's gone across the line and taken the win, almost certainly from Weddle in P2. And Brown and Bryant exchanging places further back. And it looks like Adam Brown's going to perhaps... Will he take third? Will he take third? He has! Adam Brown has taken third in this race from Jack Ayres, with Rory Bryant rounding out the top 5. That has been a dramatic finish to race number 2, with Jack Ayres thought he had a podium. Adam Brown almost in 5th place, but he ends up on the podium. Adam Brown rounding out the action. And Rory Bryant's looking to, again, that was a late move from Bryant there. He was biding his time and it very nearly paid off. Didn't quite manage to do so on that occasion. But it's Williamson from Weddle with Adam Brown in 3rd place. Wow, what a fantastic race 2 that was, I have to say. Final few cars making their way around to pick up the points paying positions. And wow, just pause and take a breath, folks. That was some fantastic racing here at Silverstone. And let's take a look at the results then. So it was Fraser Williamson with a gap of 6.1 seconds in the end from Michael Weddle. Adam Brown managing to take the final step on the podium ahead of Jack Ayres, with Rory Bryant rounding out the top 5. Andrew Mckinley in 6th, followed by Matthew Mcbride, who had a very impressive race, it must be said, alongside Cameron Ritchie, Stuart Wyness and John Duncan rounding out the top 10. Nathan Lamb in 11th, Jackie Chalmers, Sean Doby, James McIntosh, Russell Wheatley, Aidan Wilson in 16th, Dale Smith in 17th, John Higgins in 18th place. A right good scrap between all those cars from 10th and below. Some fantastic action, and not a lot to split them in the end as well. So that was that for the second race here tonight. Fantastic racing. Let's look at the final few positions, and it was Mark Caron in 19th, John Proctor in 20th, David Bolton in 21st, followed by Jonathan Glover, Ryan Smith and Michael Mcpherson rounding out 23rd and 24th place. So we've got a gap of 5 minutes or so between now and the final race here tonight. But don't forget, we've got the finale at Brands Hatch, and it's a Grand Prix layout for the final round in this Summer Cup. And I have to say, I'm very much looking forward to seeing how that one pans out. Brands Hatch, a real classic circuit in the world of motorsport, and one that I think will be the venue and the scene of some fantastic action, I have to say. So don't forget, we've got the Autumn Cup coming up in the next few weeks as well. That will be taking place in a very different car. It'll be the Formula Renault, but it'll be the 2-litre version. You can get the 2-litre and the 3.5-litre versions in iRacing. It'll be the 2-litre version for this one, so we'll be going single-seater. And of course, remember, all these drivers have got very different styles. We're seeing some guys who are very comfortable in these Audi TCR cars, some drivers who are less happy with them. I wonder if moving to the Formula Renault is going to see a couple of other drivers jumping into the mix as well. And of course, we may see some new faces on the grid for that one too. So thanks very much for joining us for the SMRC Esports Racing Summer Cup Series, powered by Reese Motorsport Insurance and presented by Sim Broadcasts, your live stream partner for your sim racing event. We're on Twitch, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook as well. Drop us a like if you're enjoying what you're seeing, and don't forget, please do leave us a comment on who you think the driver of the day should be for this one, because we'll be announcing the winner after the final race here tonight. So it's been some fantastic racing in the first two. I'm very much looking forward to seeing how the finale all plays out. The drivers now, what they'll be doing in the meantime is they'll be going out on track. They've got a little bit of a warm-up where they can just reflect on the first two races. Maybe there's a corner they want to work on, perhaps. There's one where you feel there's a couple of tenths of a second they could maybe gain out of, and this is the time to do just that. If they've maybe had a race that hasn't quite gone to plan for them so far, this is an opportunity to just clear their head and focus on the action that lies ahead of us for the final 15 minutes of action. So let's see how things all pan out. I think we're going to be in for a real treat here tonight. And I have to say, this has been the Silverstone International circuit has been one that's created a very different style of racing from what we had earlier on in this Summer Cup when we had the national layout, which is a much shorter lap as well, of course. And the international one has been a little bit more of a test because you have to be patient in that first sector that we're seeing from this fantastic blimp cam, and then make a move down the hangar straight. And again, it's all about trying to make that move stick into Stowe corner so that you don't come under pressure into club corner. We've got under a minute to go before the lights go out for the final race here this evening at the Silverstone circuit. I'm really looking forward to seeing how things pan out. Don't forget, of course, we've got that reverse grid that is going to really liven things up for this one. And this, again, could all have massive ramifications in our championship fight, because going into this one, of course, Stuart McFadden, who's not participating any longer, unfortunately, he was leading the way with a 97-point gap from Fraser Williamson, with Michael Mcpherson in third place. But Mcpherson, unfortunately, has had a disappointing first two races due to Wi-Fi issues. He's not been able to show what he's capable of, because we know he's a very fast driver. So Michael Mcpherson will almost certainly drop down the order in this Summer Cup, because Jack Hare, Adam Brown, Michael Weddle were your top six. Scott Smith, unfortunately, has not made it here tonight as well. He was in 7th place. And so I suspect that those who are out there for this one are going to really benefit come the end of this Summer Cup. So we're seconds away from the final here tonight. Let's take a little look about how things are about to unfold with the action just about to get underway here at Silverstone. So it was Fraser Williamson who's won both races. He'll be looking to take a clean sweep here tonight in the finale. And of course, he's a man who's won just one race going into this one as well, because it was Stuart McFadden who had very much been taking the top step of the podium and making it his own. So it's Cameron Ritchie who will start this race from pole position ahead of Matthew Mcbride. Andrew Mckinley rounding out the top step of the podium at the moment. Rory Bryant starts this race from 4th place, followed by Jack Hare, the first of the Rethink Racing drivers, alongside his teammate Adam Brown. Michael Weddle in 7th place, Fraser Williamson in 8th, Stu Wyness in 9th, followed by John Duncan, rounding out the top 10. It's Nathan Lamond in 11th and Jackie Chalmers starting this race from 12th place. Into 13th is Sean Dobie, then it's James McIntosh, Russell Wheatley in 15th, Aidan Wilson, Del Smith, John Higgins, Mark Heron, John Proctor rounding out the top 20, followed by David Bolton, Jonathan Glover, Ryan Smith and Michael Mcpherson. So we're all set for the final race here tonight. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this one all pans out as the lights come up for the final time in the penultimate round of this championship. We've got 5 red lights. They go early once again. Cameron Ritchie making a good start on the outside. Matthew Mcbride on the inside, though. Car number 18 has also made a good start. Has he perhaps made enough to make it stick? He's got his nose in front ahead of the corner, and he manages to secure the lead in this race. Andrew Mckinley, car number 10, though, looking to get involved and perhaps take 2nd place, but he's coming under pressure from Jack Hare and Rory Bryant, with Michael Weddle in 6th, also looking to get involved in the drama. And it's been a frantic opener once again, but it looks like, again, the drivers have all made it round the first couple of corners cleanly, which is great to see. Fraser Williamson, however, has had a little bit of a moment, started this race in 8th, and he's lost a position on the start, but he's got 3 cars ahead of him who'll be giving him a good tow down the hangar straight for the first time of asking. Williamson already darting out into the inside, out of the slipstream of Weddle, perhaps looking to make that move stick. We've also got Nathan Lamond looking to try and follow him through here as well. Jack Hare, all the meanwhile, goes into 2nd place, but he's gone wide on exit, which allows Cameron Ritchie to get involved and perhaps secure 2nd place. And we've also got Andrew McKinley looking to get involved. Rory Bryant doing his traditional, just waiting in the wings to perhaps come and pick up the pieces on the action. Jack Hare, though, managing to leapfrog Ritchie into 2nd place by virtue of a strong exit. Ritchie being compromised on the exit of Club Corner. That's bringing Andrew McKinley into contention. All the meanwhile, it's Matthew Mcbride with a fantastic opening lap there. He's almost 5/10 of a second to clear of the fastest car behind him of Jack Hare. Adam Brown is in 6th place. Stuart Wyness in 7th, who's had a good start to this race. Another one worth giving a shout out in the opener, John Higgins and Mark Heron. Mark Heron up 4 places from where they started, and indeed Higgins and Heron both exchanging places. Ryan Smith, who's also had a very impressive opening lap, up 4 places from where he started, but look at this battle at the front. Rory Bryant making a move early. The purple car, number 27, up into 4th place. He's forcing 41. Cameron Ritchie, the grey car, out wide. But all the meanwhile, we've got Adam Brown looking to make this 3 wide. And also got the 61 of Stuart Wyness and the 369 of Fraser Williamson looking to get involved as well. Brown makes it 3 wide. Brown's got the inside line. And Bryant's in the middle, but Brian's got his nose ahead. However, there's almost contact between the 3 of them. In fact, it looks like the 61's just got that car a little bit wide. Brian drops off into 7th place. He's got Williamson now ahead of him. Cameron Ritchie in 5th with Adam Brown into 4th place in this race. Adam Brown says, thanks very much. I'll take those 2 positions with pleasure. And it's 5th place Cameron Ritchie, 6th place. Let's ride on board with this man, Fraser Williamson, the Ravano sim racing driver. He's won the 2 races so far tonight. Can he make it a clean sweep? It's been a good start to his race so far, up 2 places from where he started. But further behind him, Duncan and Bryant exchanging places, with Wyness also making a move. So Rory's lost a couple of positions in as many corners. However, Fraser Williamson not messing about though, up into 5th place now. He's made that move on Cameron Ritchie. Further behind though, the 61 of Stuart Wyness and Rory Bryant once again exchanging places. Bryant got the inside line here and manages to make that move stick as he now focuses his attention on John Duncan. However, Wyness isn't done yet. Michael Weddle also looking to get involved. Weddle's not had a good start to this race, down 3 places from where he started, but again, perhaps he's going to make his way up into 9th at the moment. Can he make it stick though? He's late on the brakes and there's contact. Michael Weddle, he's tagged Stuart Wyness. Was it a netcode issue or was it a coming together between the 2 of them? We'll have to wait and see how things pan out, but it's perhaps been an issue. I suspect, in fact, Weddle has made contact because he's almost dropped off and Weddle's backed off, but then he's been drawn into the clutches of the cars behind us. Further contact, more contact for Weddle. There's panels on that car will be taking all sorts of damage, and we've had further contact behind. It's the 436 of James McIntosh goes tumbling down the order, as does the number 12 of Aidan Wilson. He's had a great race as well up until this point, but he's been a victim of the drama over those last couple of corners. All the mean wide. It's Matthew Mcbride who still leads the way of this race. That was unfortunate from Michael Weddle. There was a little bit of contact there and he's tried to do the right thing and back off, but things have just gone bad to worse for the Rethink Racing driver. All the meanwhile though, Andrew Mckinley's had an impressive finale here so far. He's managing to retain that 3rd place in the moment, but he's got the fastest man on track, Adam Brown, close behind him with a 110.7. He's the fastest driver of anyone out there at the minute. Rory Bryant again looking to make moves on John Duncan. Further behind him though, Weddle keen to make amends also. Weddle coming under pressure from John Higgins and Mark Caron, and indeed Russell Wheatley, Ryan Smith and Jackie Chalmers. There's a train of cars all looking to get involved. There's been some great action in this midfield throughout in all of the races, but it's Weddle managing to hold on to 11th at the moment. This could be crucial for him in the championship here. He won't want to be in this position at all, but he's got to make a move on if he wants to make some valuable points in this one. So further ahead though, it's Fraser Williamson in 5th place, up 3 places from where he started. He's got Adam Brown ahead of him, who's a very, very talented driver and won't be giving up that 4th place without a fight. Williamson looking lively though under braking as they make their way around the track for the 5th time of asking. They're eventually going to make their way down the hanger straight, and I suspect that's where Williamson's going to make a move. It looks like it's a couple of tenths of a second between the 2 of them at the moment. Brown gets a clean exit, but he's got Andrew Mckinley there just giving him a tow as well. Further behind though, John Duncan's had a good start to this one as well, but he's coming under pressure now from the 61 of Stu Wyness. Wyness looking to perhaps make a move, and 4 cars all looking very much lively. It's Bryant who leads the way, car number 27, 7th place at the moment. He's got enough, I think, to fend off the 3 cars who almost go 3 wide into Stowe Corner, and as we've seen a few laps ago, it doesn't end well, and it's not ended well once more because Nathan Lamond is into the barrier. 3 wide into Stowe just doesn't work, guys, and unfortunately Lamond has come off worse for wear. He goes tumbling down the order, and that's seriously compromised his race. Back at the front though, Andrew Mckinley with a very impressive defensive drive, it has to be said. Adam Brown not managing to find a way past, and Fraser Williamson and Cameron Ritchie not managing to do so either. So it's as you were here for the 6th time of asking in the finale here tonight. Williamson though has got a good exit out of the Hamilton straight and into Abbey. Does he make a move perhaps into Village? And he does make the move. Does he make it stick though? It's almost coming together between the 2 cars, but they managed to keep it clean as Brown keeping them at bay. But look at that, Andrew Mckinley's all in the meanwhile in the madness has dropped down into 5th place, so unfortunately he's not been able to keep 3rd place, but I'm sure he won't give that one up without a fight. So it's Matthew Mcbride leading away from Jack Eyre. Third place is Adam Brown, but fourth place now is Adam Brown because Adam Brown's got a slow down penalty, and that's bringing him all the way down the order. So Brown's had a little bit of an incident, and that's seriously compromised his race because he's now down into sixth place. Fraser Williamson, all the meanwhile, says, thanks very much. I started in eighth. Now I'm in third after 6 laps. Can he go one step further? 5.7 seconds is the gap, though, so it's going to be a big ask because Matthew Mcbride is a driver with pace, as is Jack Eyre, of course. Matthew Mcbride lapping pretty well. Also, I have to say, there's only a 110.7 last time, his best being a 110.5. Jack Eyre, it was a 110.9 last time out, so McBride is managing just to gradually eke away and get a couple of tenths between the two of them. It's 2.8 seconds is the gap between McBride and Jack Eyre. Further behind, Cameron Ritchie, fifth place at the moment with Adam Brown looking to get involved, and indeed there is Adam Brown looking to make a move. I think he's got that one in the bag. He does indeed. Does the Rethink Racing driver Cameron Ritchie down into sixth place then, as Adam Brown gets fifth place in this one and sets his sights very much on the car number 10 of Andrew Mckinley, who's currently in fourth place in this race. So we're halfway through. In fact, we're just gone halfway through in the final race. Don't forget, we've got our Reese Motorsport Insurance Driver of the Day, which we'll be awarding after this one. And I have to say, there's a number of contenders in up for grabs for this accolade. With some very impressive drives throughout. Again, give us a shout. Let us know who you think should be in the mix as well. So we follow 7th place man Rory Bryant, and let's see how he fares here as he comes under a little bit of pressure from the 61 of Stuart Wyness. John Duncan, the 24, who's had a good race as well, looking to get involved. Michael Weddle still down there in 10th place. He's not managed to make any headway over the last couple of laps. Let's ride on board with one man who's had a very impressive drive here in the finale. It's Mark Caron. Started this race in 19th place. He's currently 12th at the moment. Can he go one step further though and make a move on John Higgins? We know how quick John Higgins is though, so he's not going to give this one up without a fight as they make their way towards Village Corner and eventually down the Hangar Straight for the 8th time of asking. We've got 6 minutes or so left in this race, so we've got a good few laps still to go just yet. Plenty of time for Heron to make a move, and it looks like he's perhaps braked a little bit later, I suspect, than John Higgins. So will he take that momentum with him down the straight? All the meanwhile, it's that man Fraser Williamson who is the fastest man on track with a 110.3 last time out, so he's certainly making moves. Further behind, Michael Weddle looks like he's going to try and go for 9th place and make a move on John Duncan. John Duncan, the yellow car 24, defending, but it does put him crucially on the outside in the finale of Club Corner. So Weddle is forcing him narrow as well as car number 7. Weddle's forced him narrow. But again, he's well got that move stuck, has Weddle. I think he's going to make that one comfortably. But John Duncan perhaps having a bit of a nibble back on exit. If he can keep that drive with him, he's got a chance of making a move into Abbey and Village. Let's see if he can make the momentum stick. Weddle makes his way up into 9th place then for the finale. He needs more points than that though for this championship, I have to say. So he's got to make a move on, but he's got plenty of cars in front of him who are all scrapping, and that will eventually play into his hands in the final few minutes of this race. John Higgins still coming under pressure from Mark Heron. Further behind though, it's Russell Wheatley and Dale Smith. Also looking to close down the 94 of Ryan Smith, who's just ahead of us if we ride on board with Russell Wheatley. Ryan Smith, it's been a good race for him, I have to say. Up 9 places from where he started, so he's a driver who's of course had a little bit of a he started further back than he would have liked, but he's performing very well, making his way through the field nicely. Is the 94 of Ryan Smith, of course, competing in our SMTA C1 Cup. And he's got Russell Wheatley close behind, though, I have to say. Not close enough, however, to make a move. But is this man close enough to make a move? The Rethink Racing driver of Michael Weddle looking to make a move on Stuart Wyness, car number 61, the blue car just ahead of us. Wyness has got it covered at the moment, and he's got it covered on the exit of Club crucially as well. That's the key point in this corner. You can have the position in the entry, but it's all about trying to make it stick on exit. As Weddle goes wide on exit, trying to carry as much speed with him as he can. Darts outside into his mirrors, trying to make himself look lively for Wyness and put him under pressure, perhaps force him into a mistake. Under 4 minutes left to go in this race, so we'll get perhaps 3 laps, maybe 4. I suspect it will be 3 laps left in this race. Weddle does momentarily make the move on Stuart Wyness. Can he make it stick? Though I think he will, because he's got a very good exit as a Rethink Racing driver, and Michael Weddle moves into 8th place in this race. So, back at the front though, it's Matthew Mcbride, 2.8 seconds. It's still the gap between him and Jack Eyre. He's not managed to stretch that gap out further, but it's Eyre in second place ahead of Williamson. Then further behind, Rory Bryant looking to make a move on Cameron Ritchie. The purple car of Bryant's got the inside into Stowe Corner. I think he's got that move well sealed as well. Will he take a very defensive inside line though into club corner, or will he drag that car out wide? Rory parks it in the middle, then goes out wide later. That's not allowing Richie to make a move. That's a good bit of driving there from Rory Bryant, who secures 6th place in this race. And again, it's Andrew Mckinley still up there in 5th, and he's not managed to make a move as Bryant or Richie. McKinley's had a very solid finale in this race. Further ahead though, Fraser Williamson in 3rd place at the moment. Again, he's just a little bit far behind. He's got some work to do if he wants to make this a clean sweep. 4.1 seconds, 4.2 seconds in fact is the gap between him and our race leader, Matthew Mcbride. You can see Jack Eyre just into the distance. He's too far behind for a tow though, unfortunately, is Williamson, so he's going to have to do it the hard way if he's going to try and make up any further positions in this race. Perhaps he's going to have to maybe count on a mistake from either Mcbride or Eyre if he wants to go any further. Further behind, though, it's Ryan Smith in 14th place, coming under a little bit of pressure from the 209 of Russell Wheatley. And let's see if Smith can hold on to 14th place in this race. Smith, a very good driver, and taking a good line here into the corner. Russell Wheatley, perhaps, is he going to make a late move into this one? Let's see what he does. He does indeed commit. Russell Wheatley does commit and tries to make a move on the inside into Stowe. Ryan Smith goes very wide to take a late apex into the corner, and crucially closes the door on Russell Wheatley. Russell can't make it work this time of asking, but will he perhaps make a move into club corner? Late on the brakes are the pair of them, but again, it's a good bit of driving from Ryan Smith to once again fend off the threat of Russell Wheatley. Good scrap between these two, and can they make further headway in this race? So 2 minutes to go in the finale here tonight. Matthew Mcbride still leading the way from Jack Eyre. Fraser Williamson rounding out the final step of the podium at the moment. But these two are having a great scrap, I have to say. Let's follow this one just for a few more corners and see if Ryan Smith can continue to fend off that battle, which Russell Wheatley were riding on board with as they make their way through the village section and now down into, eventually they'll go into the hangar straight. So it's all about trying to take that slipstream and that momentum. Wheatley late on the brakes, trying to carry as much speed as possible with him here into the hangar straight, 4th gear, eventually up into 5th. Now this is where the slipstream really starts to pay off. He'll pull that Audi into 6th gear eventually, and Smith has a little bit of a jiggle trying to unsettle Wheatley. Wheatley commits early. Wheatley goes into the inside and perhaps makes a move, but again, a good bit of defensive driving from Ryan Smith. He's got that. He's taken a very, very impressive line into that corner, it has to be said. That's twice he's doing that late apex, and it is working beautifully for him. Back and further ahead though, Rory Bryant coming under a little bit of pressure from Andrew Mckinley in 6th place. There's Andrew Mckinley with the blue and orange car just further behind. So it's Bryant in 5th, and then it's Andrew Mckinley in 6th place. Let's see if Bryant can hold on to that position. Bryant started this race from 4th down into 5th at the moment. So Adam Brown just ahead of him. But Andrew Mckinley, I have to say, is very much holding his own out there at the front. He's had a good bit of racing here, his car number 10. But he's coming under a little bit of pressure now from Cameron Ritchie as well, who's a driver who's got plenty of pace in his locker. Michael Weddle a couple of seconds further adrift though. So Michael's going to have to make a move, get a move on if he wants to make a move. But look at that, 15 minutes has gone. So this will be the last lap in this race, and I suspect this will be the order certainly for the top 5 or so. It's this man here, Matthew Mcbride though, who makes his way around the final couple of corners. Matthew Mcbride is going to take his first ever win in the SMRC eSports iRacing Cup, and that's been a very impressive drive from him. He's new to the Summer Cup and he's secured a win with a very, very polished drive. Jack Eyre takes 2nd from Fraser Williamson. Williamson, I suspect, will be more than happy with how this event has gone. A very, very impressive drive from him also throughout. Adam Brown in 4th, Rory Bryant in 5th. Andrew Mckinley is taking 6th. John Duncan managing to secure top 10 position. That's been a good drive for John Duncan. Credit where it's due for him. Very, very impressive throughout. Ryan Smith holding on to 14th place after a great scrap between him and Russell Wheatley. Good driving between the pair of them. David Bolton coming across the line now in 17th, followed by Jonathan Glover. And then there's a good scrap here. It's not quite done yet. Jonathan Glover, John Proctor, Sean Doby looking to exchange places. But in fact, I beg your pardon, I think that's actually a lapping. I think there was a little bit of an incident earlier on. So maybe just having a little bit of fun in the last lap or so, but good stuff all the same. So that's us for 3 races in the penultimate round of the SMRC Esports Racing Summer Cup. We've got to announce a driver of the day for this one. But before we do that, let's take a look at the feature results. It's Matthew Mcbride who took his first win in this championship ahead of Jack Eyre, followed by Fraser Williamson, Adam Brown, Rory Bryant, and Mckinley finishes in 6th, followed by Cameron Ritchie, Michael Weddle in 8th, Stuart Winus in 9th, John Duncan rounding out the top 10. So we come to that point where we announce our Reese Motorsport Insurance Driver of the Day, and it's been a very, very tough one to call, I think, because there's been a number of drivers throughout the order who have impressed throughout. But I think I'm going to give this one to Matthew Mcbride, because that was a very, very impressive drive in the finale. He did well throughout the 2 races, but in that last one, he got a clean start. Let's see the replay of it there. He gets a clean start, then gets that car up into the inside, sets off into the sunset, and takes his inaugural win in this one. So Matthew Mcbride, car number 18, will be our Reese Motorsport Insurance Driver of the Day, with a fine win in the finale here at Silverstone. So congratulations to Matthew. And in a few moments' time, we'll catch up with a number of the drivers and get their thoughts on some fantastic racing that we witnessed here tonight. Okay, let's catch up with a couple of the drivers and hear what they've got to say. And I think the first man we've got to hear from is the Mervano Sim Racing driver, Fraser Williamson. It was 2 wins and a third for Fraser Williamson. And Fraser, congratulations. You must be absolutely delighted with how that event's gone. Overall, 2 very, very strong drives, and then a good race in the finale as well for you. So, Fraser, congratulations. You must be really, really pleased with how things have gone. It's 2 wins and a 3rd place finish for you. Just talk us through your thoughts on that one, and how things have gone for you in the championship, because that's some very, very important points, of course, with unfortunately Stuart McFadden not able to take part, but you're there and you've had a very impressive performance tonight.
Yeah, it was quite good. I wasn't expecting to be able to run away with the first 2 races. I was expecting the Rethink guys to be able to stick slightly closer, but they ended up doing what we did behind Stuart all season and racing for second instead of first. Yeah, it turns out I can't launch this car anymore. So that's made the 3 races a lot more interesting than they probably had to be.
And Fraser, I have to say, the first 2 races, once you were in the lead, you just set off, and that was you. You were just kind of firing out the very consistent laps. Did the fact that the cars behind get into battles and start scrapping, did that really play into your hands and allow you just to get the eyes out in front and just focus on the apexes and exits?
Yeah, the guys behind, once I knew I had like a 0.7, 0.8 gap to where they couldn't make a move on me with the draft, I just focused on trying to pull away as much as possible. Once it got out to 1 or 2 seconds and they started battling, I just kind of sat and chilled and just made sure to make minimal mistakes and go from there, really.
And Fraser, that means with 2 wins and a third, it's all but 3 races where you've not finished on the podium in the Summer Cup. And for a driver that says he doesn't like this Audi car, I have to say you're getting the performances out of it, and you're getting some very, very impressive results to boot as well. So I have to ask, if you're not a fan of this Audi car, what's your thoughts on the Formula Renault when we switch to that for the Autumn Cup?
I should be slightly better for me, obviously, with it being rear-wheel drive with actual wings and car-like stuff, race car-like stuff instead of this TCR. I'll feel probably a lot more comfortable. The racing in it's going to be quite different from this, obviously, a lot more fragile. We can't have some of the same shenanigans that we had going on in the previous weeks because it's just too risky in that car. But yeah, I'm hoping to feel far more at home than I do in this TCR car, because even still, I'm not quite as consistent, if anything, as I'd want to be.
Oh, great stuff. Well, Fraser, fantastic drive out there from you here tonight. And I look forward to catching up with you at the finale at Brands Hatch. Well done tonight, Fraser. So that was Fraser Williamson there. 2 wins and a 3rd place for the Mervano Sim Racing driver. Let's catch up with our Reese Motorsport Insurance driver of the day. It is, of course, Matthew Mcbride, who took the winner in the finale. Matthew, that is your first win in the SMRC eSports racing events. You had 2 2 third place finishes, in fact, earlier on in the season. But talk us through that one. That was a very impressive drive from you.
Yeah, I don't really know what to say, to be honest. It was pretty hectic. I think first I need to apologise to Weddle. Obviously I had a bit of contact with him when he was on the outside, so it was a bit unfortunate. But I think that was really good fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And what's your kind of thoughts on these Audi cars? Because they are really producing some fantastic racing. And of course, you're a new entrant to the Summer Cup, and you've just been in there and scrapping with the drivers and getting some very impressive results as well.
Yeah, no, I was quite surprised with my pace. I'm pretty new to sim racing. I think it was about March this year I started. It was Aaron Kindness and that got me into it, and safe to say I'm hooked. And the SMRC Cup's been brilliant. I couldn't make the first cup, but the Summer Cup's been fantastic. I'm looking forward to the next one as well.
Tell us a little bit about your rig then. What's your setup, Matthew? I have to ask if you're new to it all. What are you running at the moment?
Sorry, what was that?
So asking what's the setup you're running with? Since you're new to sim racing, you just got involved in March. It can be difficult to decide what to choose and what to go for. So many different options out there. So what are you running at the moment?
Yeah. To be honest, I started off with the little play seat in the Logitech, the standard sort of Logitech setup. But I think that lasted 3 weeks, and then I upgraded to I've got the Fanatec Club Sport and the load cell brakes as well, and I've got a aluminium profile rig as well. And that made a huge difference. If anybody's thinking about upgrading, definitely recommend it. You'll easily find a lot of time.
Yeah, no, good stuff. And Matthew, of course, one round left in this Summer Cup, but will we see you in the Autumn Cup as well?
Yeah, 100%. I'm looking forward to it. I've just recently got the Formula Renault, so it's a great car, and I think it'll be some great racing again.
No, absolutely, I think so as well. Well, Matthew, many congratulations. You are our Reese Motorsport Insurance Driver of the Day. Congratulations for taking that win in the finale, and we look forward to seeing how you get on in the final round of the Summer Cup at Brands Hatch. Congratulations, Matthew.
Perfect. Cheers, thank you.
That's Matthew Mcbride there. Let's catch up with Michael Weddle. Let's hear what Michael's got to say, because that was a dramatic event, to say the least, for the Rethink Racing driver. Michael, thanks very much for joining us. And just what's your initial thoughts after that event? Because there was lots of drama throughout for you.
I think race one, I think we had a bit of unfortunate contact with Matthew, but it's just one of those things that happened to drop me back. Race two went much better. And then race three, I had contact with Adam that gave me a slowdown, so I dropped all the way back into the bear pit. And then I decided I was going to fire Stuart, which was pretty bad of me. So apologies to Stuart, I've already said sorry to him. And then it was utter chaos behind that. So I was just trying to survive, but just glad to get away with it across the line, really, in the top 10 after all that.
And Michael, I noticed in commentary during the races, particularly in the opening race, that you're a driver that normally likes to bide your time and then make the moves later in the race, but you were kind of just getting right in amongst it early on in that one. Was that just because the opportunities were presenting themselves, or was it perhaps with one eye on the standings and everything to play for there as well?
Yeah, the thing about this car on the track is if you lose the gap to the leader, it's kind of game over. So in the first race, I didn't really want to challenge Matthew that much, because as soon as you start challenging, you go too wide around the corner like so. You're just going to let the guy in front drive away with it, basically. So it's all about trying to play the long game. Yeah, they're only 15-minute races, but you've got to make sure you're still in touch with the leader, because if the leader can break that toe, it's basically game over at that point, and it's kind of what happened in races 1 and 2. So yeah, just trying to keep my eyes on the prize, really, but it didn't really work out that way at all.
And Michael, you've had a very impressive start to your Scottish Mini Cooper Cup campaign as well. Just talk us through that, because you must be absolutely delighted with how things are going.
Yeah, if only I could drive like that in this game, because I'm absolutely rubbish at it. But yeah, no, real life is going pretty well at the minute. 5 wins out of 6, so hopefully, keep the momentum going into next week, because we do have notorious bad luck when we go to the away round. So if we can survive Cadwell, and then we'll just take it one step at a time after that.
Nah, good stuff, Michael. Always a pleasure to chat with you. Thanks very much for catching up with us here on the interview section.
No problem. Cheers, guys.
So that's Michael Weddle there who joins us. Let's catch up with his Rethink Racing teammate Jack Eyre and get his thoughts on those 3 races. Jack, a couple of podium positions for you out there tonight. You must be pretty pleased with how things have gone overall.
You there, Andy?
Hi, Jack.
I think
Yep,
I heard the start of that question, so
Sure.
I'll try and answer it. But
No worries.
yeah, overall, not a bad round. It's been good. I was close to the podiums on multiple occasions. Managed to pick 2 out of the 3 podiums up, and yeah, I'm not sure if you caught it in the end of race 2 there, but I was trying to give Adam the place back whilst trying to keep Rory behind as well. So that was a bit tight across the line. Managed to do it in the end though.
And Jack, we were just speaking to Michael there about his real world racing and the Scottish Mini Cooper Cup. You're of course a driver who's competing in our SMTA Scottish C1 Cup as well. Just talk us through what that experience has been like and how much you've been enjoying that.
Well, the C1s in real life, obviously, it's night and day different to in the sim, but it's taught me a lot. As sim racing, the racecraft is definitely transferable, but you get so much more information in a real car. The seat of the pants feel when you're strapped in and you've got full confidence in the car, that you just can't compare it to anything. And I've definitely clicked with cars in iRacing, like the GT4s. I really like the Cayman. I was quite a bit faster than a few people in that. But in real life, it's just a whole different ball game. It's more enjoyable to be slow in real life than it is to be fast on the sim. But yeah, every weekend we're grafting a bit of the pace away. And yeah, hopefully eventually we'll be somewhere in the top 10.
Nah, good stuff, Jack. Well done out there tonight, and look forward to seeing how you get on in the finale at Brands Hatch.
Yeah, it should be fun. I think the next round is it Brands for the season finale? It's quite a narrow track. Should be fun in these cars, but tedious probably at the same time. But yeah, looking forward to it. It should be great. Can't wait.
Great stuff. That's Jack here joining us there. Jack, thanks very much for speaking to us. And let's catch up with a couple of other drivers just before we finish up our broadcast. Let's catch up firstly with Andrew Mckinley, because he had a very impressive drive in that finale. Let's hear what he has to say. Andrew, that was a really good scrap for you in the final race in particular. Some great battling with the drivers out there, and some good defensive driving from you in particular. Just talk us through your thoughts on the event.
Well, I am really, really happy from what I was actually going through today. I mean, I was being very calm since the very beginning, but then during like race turn 3, I was like starting to feel the pressure now.
And Andrew, do you feel that, as you've got a couple of more races in this Summer Cup under your belt, you're kind of growing in confidence as well? Because I think you're certainly seeing that in terms of your performances. You're really managing to get some serious points under the bag now as well, and also we know how quick you are, but now it almost looks like you're just getting more comfortable with the car and more comfortable with the championship as a whole.
Aye. It's always just like taking step by step to start with. But once you start to get into that groove, you'll start to feel more confident.
Yeah, absolutely. Seat time is absolutely crucial in any discipline, any car, be it virtual or real world. Seat time is crucial. And Andrew, just finally looking ahead to the finale at Brands Hatch, have you had had so much practice ahead of that one going into the race?
Yeah, I only had I had quite a fair bit of practice. I had practice today during the 30-minute practice session and throughout the most of the day yesterday.
Good stuff. Well, Andrew, we're very much looking forward to seeing how you get on in that one. Thanks very much for speaking to us, and best of luck for the finale in Brands Hatch.
Take care, guys.
Okay, let's catch up with our final interviewee, and it's a man who had a very impressive event throughout it, Stuart Wyness. Stuart, thanks very much for joining us. You were very much in the mix there throughout all 3 races, and some great driving in there from you. So just talk us through that one and your thoughts on the event overall.
Evening, guys. It's good to get a mention, but yeah, it was a good couple of races for me, quite 3 steady races for once, and yeah, I was quite happy with what I was doing and just try to keep my nose clean and try and stay in a battle and try and stay a toe to go down the hanger straight. So yeah, it was good.
And what we were noticing during the broadcast, Stuart, was drivers were making moves into Stowe, but they weren't necessarily making it stick by the time we reached Club Corner. So it was a case of once you were making a move, getting the momentum down the hanger straight, but that didn't necessarily mean that you were getting the move stick. So was there any kind of opportunities in particular you were maybe looking to try and make a move, or moments where you felt I have to be defensive in this phase of the lap?
Yeah, you could try and get a toe up hanger and then into Stowe, but it was if somebody's defending it, you've kind of just got to try and shuffle them, try and get them down to the next corner. But 9 times out of 10, you could try and go for a move. Michael tried a move on me and just tapped the back end of it, but he tried to get out of it, but it was all right. It's all right.
So it's one of those things, isn't it? And Stuart, just finally looking ahead to Brands Hatch, it's the Grand Prix layout that we'll be racing. What's your thoughts on that one, and how do you think the Audi cars will suit that track?
I'll have to do some laps. I didn't do much laps here tonight, but it didn't seem to worry. But yeah, I've done GT cars and other formulas around there, so yeah, I might have an okay chance. Won't be near the front, probably. I'll probably be mid-pack again, so yeah, should be okay.
Good stuff. We're looking forward to seeing how you get on, Stuart. Thanks very much for speaking to us, and best of luck out there for the finale at Brands Hatch.
Yeah, thank you.
So that was Stuart Winus there, and that's us for the penultimate round here in the SMRC Esports Racing Summer Cup. It's been 3 fantastic races here tonight at Silverstone. I'm very much looking forward to the finale at Brands Hatch and seeing how things play out there. So please do join us on Wednesday 11th of August for that one. It's a Grand Prix layout. It's a classic track in the world of motorsport, and I think there's going to be more drama in store for us at that event. So from myself, Andy Alston and Pete Butcher, thank you very much for joining us at this series, powered by Reese Motorsport Insurance, presented by Sim Broadcast. Thanks very much for tuning in, and we'll see you again in 2 weeks' time.